Welcome to the Flex Forward podcast, where grit meets growth. With your host, Nick Espanet, bringing you stories of resilience, reinvention, and the real climb to success.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Flex Forward podcast. Today we are joined by Deniz Kilic. He's an attorney in DFW. I'll let him go into a little more about what exactly it is he does. He's had a couple of different roles, but I'm glad to have you today. Deniz, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and what it is you do?
Yeah, thank you for having me, Nick. Happy to be here. I'm a civil litigation attorney operating for a law firm called Montgomery Law in DFW. And then we do personal injury and family law. I've joined Montgomery Law Firm about a little over 6 months ago.
Okay.
And then before that, I did commercial real estate. Did a lot of drafting for home builders, land developers, and so wide variety of people who are dealing within the real estate era. And then before that, I was a civil engineer, and I did work for one of the best engineering firms in DFW. It's called LJ Engineering. I was one of the project managers there. Built a lot of subdivisions to the south of Dallas downtown in Kaufman County, some in Collin County. So I've been in DFW area for about 19 years now.
Okay.
About 13 of that was doing civil engineering, and then almost last 5 years I've been practicing law.
Awesome. What a great journey to go from engineering school to law school. So you've run the gauntlet of some of the tougher degrees to get out there. That's awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed schooling and I enjoyed learning. So it's definitely been a time that I've cherished. But now I'm done with going to school. And you know, being a lawyer requires you to do a lot of continuing education. So I'm still in school for that, but
Yeah.
I'm enjoying what I'm doing now.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of competition out there at being a lawyer and being in, litigation what is something that you feel, I know you're kind of new in this, what you're doing, but something that sets you apart from others that are out there?
I'm very efficient in figuring out the most important, I guess, the biggest issue of almost any problem that I'm faced with. So I usually try to optimize my energy and my time, try to address almost any problem that I have. I think my strength is not being a perfectionist.
Perfection can get in the way of progress, and that I had a long part of my life where if it wasn't perfect, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even try it if I didn't think I could be perfect at it. And I thank goodness I grew out of that. But yeah, it was definitely, and that's something we've tried to teach our kids. Like, failure's okay. You're gonna try new stuff. You're gonna fail. So it's okay to get out there, and you don't have to be perfect at it. Just work at it, and improve as you go along.
Yes, sir. I'm known to not be scared of anything. I just throw myself at it and try to do something good. I was born in Turkey, and the first 22 years of my life were spent there. I came here by myself and try to make a life, and that kind of led me to going to grad school, getting a master's and PhD in engineering. So I definitely have not been scared of trying something new. And I think that kind of sets me apart in what I try to do.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you're not afraid of challenges. Coming to a foreign country, getting to grad school and getting your PhD, and then pivoting, going to law school is a whole different, shifting of direction. So what a great story.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
So if someone's listening and wants to get better at something they're doing, either education or even self-improvement or fitness, anything that you like, is there something that you would suggest and you could share with them?
I think that for anyone trying to get good at something, you almost have to find a way to look at it from outside the box. And what I mean by that is if you do something 100 times, you'll get better at it, but you'll never perfect the skills that you need to be able to be better at it if you're not able to figure out how you can separate yourself from others. And that comes with doing things outside of that one thing you do to give you the creativity that you need, to give you the angles that you need to be able to understand, hey, how can I make myself better at this? So I usually try to be active in a lot of aspects of my life. I play soccer. I play chess with my daughter. I'm very I'm interested in a lot of things in life, which I think teaches me something new about almost anything that I do outside of that one thing that I do.
That's awesome. So go ahead. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
interrupted you.
So that's what I would recommend if somebody wants to be better at something. You obviously have to try being really good at it and spend time on it and invest in it and think about it a lot. But for you to optimize your time with it, you need to do other things that allows you to see it differently.
No, that's a very good viewpoint. I mean, no pun intended, but that you need to see things from all different angles and different walks of life. And I think even reading books, doing things, but also reading good literature that helps you kind of see how different people lived, and or even if it's a fiction book, but it's a good book that's thought provoking, can really help in that.
Absolutely. I usually like reading history books and psychology books. They are usually very good with telling me how people think, um, and how we are how we operate. So I think in a way, when we try to look at from someone else's perspective, we also teach ourselves how to be creative at what we do.
Very, very well said. So, what's one of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome in your career or along your path?
I think we grew up with some beliefs about ourselves. We think something of ourselves, and we think that we are only let's say out of 100, we're only 60, and it would take a lot of effort for us to be 65 or 70 or 80, 90. I think overcoming those limitations that we have within ourselves about us, and it would be very difficult for us to improve ourselves. So we have to understand who we are, what we can do, what we need to do. I think is a first step in overcoming challenges that we come across in life. And those limitations come from lifestyle, culture, family, religion, and all those things that go into shaping your forms and ideas about life. I think we have to be able to analyze, dissect, and essentially try to identify who we are. And once you do that, I think you can get better. But the most important thing is no one should expect to get to a 90 from a 60 over a short period of time. Small steps are always the best tool to get to the biggest step. Going slow is the fastest way to get to anywhere.
Yeah,
You have to be
nice and steady, being steady, right?
you have to be steady.
Consistent.
You have to just understand that it will nothing good is fast.
Very, very, yeah. It's so right that you got to just, and being consistent is what's going to do it. You may get there quick, but it's probably going to
Yes,
fall
sir.
back. But if you do something consistently and persistently, you will have success. That's
Yes, sir.
awesome.
Yes, sir.
So it sounds like things are going well as you're transitioning in a different type of law, and that's a lot of times as people start seeing more success, they start considering a passive income as they're looking out towards their future, either
Yes.
replace or
Yes.
supplement their income. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on passive income?
I am a firm believer of passive income. I used to have close to almost 20 rentals in DFW area.
Nice.
So I was a landlord. I did a lot of flipping in my time back in the day. That was before COVID. That's all. Well, one would think that being a landlord is not a passive income, it's actually an active income. So, one thing that I could have done was maybe manage my properties better. But at the time, I was new, I was starting out and I didn't have a mentor. So, I'm a firm believer in that you cannot live life expecting to only make active income that comes from your employment or comes from your business because I think life is too short to expect that to
Sure.
happen.
When you never know what's going to change, or if you become injured, or it's just nice having multiple streams of income coming in also. And it's good to have income that you're true mailbox money, where I mean, yes, you've worked to get the money to invest in it, but it's
Yes,
money that shows up every month or every quarter is nice also.
it could be a small amount, but if it's something coming in for you from the side, it's about increasing your net worth as much as possible every month.
Exactly. So as we're getting towards the end here, do you have any exciting initiatives or plans you're thinking of in the next 6 to 12 months?
Um, I don't have a concrete plan to do this, but I would like to. I'd like to actually have a concrete plan to be able to start a nonprofit foundation.
Nice.
As I said earlier, I'm of Turkish origin. I was born in Turkey. I came to US. I'd like to start a nonprofit so that I'm able to provide help to my community for some legal issues they may have, such as immigration, some legal issues they may have, such as eviction, or some people who need help with their divorces. So I may be able to provide some pro bono services along with that.
Nice to
So
help the community out.
yes, that's my goal, help community out, and also spend a little more time with my daughter.
That's all you always have. I've got 3 daughters, so I know it's
God
always
bless you.
fun
God
fun
bless you.
hanging out with them. I've one that's home from A&M, the one's wanting to go to law school. She came home yesterday, so we're trying to get dinner organized, hang out with her as much as we can for the next 3 or 4 days.
Yes, sir. I hope you have fun with your daughters.
No, for sure. Well, Dens, it's so great getting to spend time with you today, and I know you're kind of on a tight schedule. But do you have? Thank you for sharing all your tips and insights. If any of our listeners wanted to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to reach out?
So I can tell you my email address, or
Sure.
that would be the best way. So my email is my name Deniz, Deniz, and at montgomeryfirm.com. I'm
Awesome.
available. I'm open to mentoring. I'm open to meeting up for a coffee with anybody, talking about land development, real estate, talking about civil litigation. So I would love to be more in tune with the community.
Great. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Reach out if you have any questions, like to learn more about what Deniz is doing. And thank you all for listening. Be sure to like and share your podcast with everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Flex Forward podcast. If you've got grit, growth, and a great story, visit flexforwardpodcast.com/guest to apply and join us on the show.